You are about to take the first steps of your adventure through a realm of sword and sorcery. I have every faith you will accomplish great things here. I am merely a witness. Now then, your departure draws nigh. May your journey be a safe one. This is Castle Advent. Queen, 3 white-clad adventurers have gathered here at the Queen's summons. Present yourselves, O faithful of the Ivory Order. From upon her throne, the Queen regards the adventurers. The youngest of the 3 steps forward. I am Winifred, of the Ivory Order, Your Majesty. She bows, glancing to her 2 companions. In response, the stern-looking one inclines his head and brusquely names himself. The older man is the picture of courtesy. As he genuflects, it is these 3 our story follows today. The Queen acknowledges the fellowship with a nod. Someone has stolen the royal under normal. It seems the troubled Queen. It is our honor to serve you, Your Majesty. Short of any clues that could lead them to the culprit, however, they press the Queen for further information. The fellowship asks the Queen if she knows. The Queen says witnesses might be found at Nexton. The fellowship asks the Queen what the Queen does. Without it, she trails off, but the desperation in her. Usually, one would expect as demanding a reward with the Queen, however, has already. It seems the royal treasure is just. Pray tarry no longer. The fellowship bows and takes their leave. We can waste no time finding the treasure. Wait, cries Berwin, blocking Winifred's path. A monster. You dare stand in our way? It lunges at the fellowship. Winifred heaves a disgruntled sigh, showing no signs of weariness from back. Edwin inspects the remains. Winifred gives a grim, mayhap the treasures. First things first. The fellowship needs to gather more information. To Nexton, they set their sights. Welcome to Nexton, hails a man. The man doesn't respond to any question except to parrot back his original greeting. The Fellowship asks if he's heard it. The man's eyes widen. Welcome to Nexton. The man helpfully advises you take the opportunity to purchase equipment and curatives while you are in town. How may I help you? The proprietor inquires. Will that be all? The proprietor asks. I'm too scared to leave town with all those monsters out there, the woman sighs. A woman sits hunched over by the side of the road. Upon catching sight of the fellow, she's sprained her ankle and needs you to take her to the nearby apothecary. Winifred rushes to her and helps her up. Berwin lifts the woman onto his back, and the Fellowship sets out in search of an apothecary. You arrive at the apothecary. After taking a curative, nothing holds a candle to ivory. She turns to the Fellowship. It seems she's only now. The woman takes each of their hands in turn, thanking them for their service. The Ivory Order is famous for every smile the Order brings to someone's face makes Winifred proud to be a disciple. How may I help you? The proprietress inquires. Will that be all? The proprietress asks. The man claims he saw, he didn't get a good look at their. The fellowship thanks the man for the useful information. The woman begs the fellowship for their honor. Upon asking, a strange creature, she says, nothing but bones, and it clutched a bottle of medicine as if its life depended on it. Nothing holds a candle to Ivory Order medicine, proclaims the woman, swigging this curative and that. It would be unwise to leave the town with so few leads. Perhaps you'd have the fellowship, an innocent-looking young boy. In this parlor, you can play cards. The child rambles on, wheedling you. I'll give you this if you play with me. Thanks for playing, the boy squeals. He hands over the medicine bottle as promised. You make your way to the inn, where, thanks to a royal decree, you're allowed to stay the night for free. And you're not about to refuse such hospitality. The party leaves the inn feeling rested. Apparently, there's a monster. Rumors claim the monster fled to the west. Thanks to the information, the first clue. From all that information, the Fellowship distills the thief's true identity. Realization strikes Winifred. The monster made of bones. Berwin nods in agreement, as if to say, another sage pronounced. Winifred clears her throat, proclaims that the Fellowship shall head west, out of town, and walks off. Let's do this. That was lucky. Don't hold back. Rout the enemy. The Fellowship moves westward, only to be unnerved by the sight of a human figure moving through the trees. The sun bears down hard upon us this day. The traveler lets out a chuckle. I beg your pardon, but did you catch sight of him? He gives her a puzzled look. There's nothing out there but the sea. I suspect you might. The Fellowship exchange glances and nod as if the traveler hoists his packs, suggests the Fellowship speak to the fisherman on the western shore, and takes his leave. A bizarre rock appeared. It seems primed to explode. The bizarre rock transformed into an aqua rock. The only way out of this fight is through it. The Fellowship comes upon an anchored ship. Close by, a fisherman of exquisite physique. This is no time for lustful reverie. Winifred races to his... That vessel is cursed, the fisherman mutters, trembling. Night after night, it leaves port without a soul. This, to the fisherman's, his head drops into his hands. With but a single dispeller, I am certain I could lift it and sail away. Winifred hands the despairing fisherman the fisherman snatches up the concoction. So he opens the bottle and proceeds to douse the ship. Let's shove off then. He beckons you aboard. The Fellowship arrives at the mouth of a dank cave. The fisherman has anchored the ship in the cove. Come back here when you're ready to return to the mainland, he says. Rout the enemy. Rout the enemy. The door is shut tight. You spy a keyhole on it, suggesting the existence of a corresponding key. Rout the enemy. The door before you is shut quite tightly. It appears to have a key. The Fellowship slides the simple key into the keyhole, and turns it. The lock opens with a thunk. An iron door towers before you. It has rather conspicuous handles. Berwin pulls on the massive handles with all his might. Berwin gives the door a roundhouse kick out of pure. As his foot connects, the door trundles to the side. So it was one of those sliding contraptions. Something leaps out at the Fellowship from the darkness. Winifred deftly parries the... Edwin looks fondly at Winifred, only to have his... The Fellowship approaches the chest. You shall... The Fellowship warily eyes their surroundings. Winifred neatly steps through the fiend's remains, opens. Inside is what appears for all the world. At last, the royal treasure is in safe hands once more. Edwin sighs. Treasure in hand, the Fellowship exit the cave, exulted. In time, the Fellowship find themselves before the Queen once. As reward for the arduous, she is positively beaming and seems prepared. But at that moment, a massive roar, the likes of which had never been heard before, shakes the entire castle. As the roar recedes, one of the royal guard. He struggles to gather his breath. A dragon. Queen Nilla turns her gaze to the sky, dumbfounded. So the monster trouble a profound silence, as though they know what must be done in the face of such a crisis. What will become of the land now that the dragon has returned? I'm afraid that will have to wait. Don't you worry. Until then, I bid you good day. Farewell.